Alright guys, get this load of manure hauled out, do a little bit of rambling as we go along. So it's always the end of the year, Christmas time, when money is always short because you paid a lot of bills and gift buying time and all that fun stuff. All my payments are made for the year, but there's never any money left over. Kind of made a decision that I'm going to sell some land on my 35 acres on the north side of the crossroad. There's 17 acres of open land, and then the balance is swamp, woods, and of course part of the road median and the road. But at the east end of it, I'm going to survey out 12.5 acres, and 2 of that 12 acres will be part of the field. So if somebody, whoever buys it, wants to build a house or a cabin or whatever, they can. But with what land values are right now, that 12 acres, if I sell that, would be enough that I could pay off most of my debt or most of my loans, equipment loans and such, and all I would have left is my mortgage payments. So I've decided I'm going to survey out that 12 acres and try and sell it. Whether it'll sell or not, we never know. But if it does, I can pay off all this other stuff and get rid of about $20-some thousand a year in payments. Close to $20,000 a year in payments. Pay off a bunch of this stuff. And then what I think I'm going to do is then I will look more into buying a 7600. Been asking around a lot of other guys that have these styles down here. Slower Cattle Company, I kind of agree with what he says, that instead of buying a smaller tractor, I think what I'm going to do is buy a 7600 front wheel assist, basically the same as what I got here, but a 7600. And then I'm going to find a loader to put on this tractor. And then I am going to see if I can't get mounts for a tractor that would work on, or a skid loader, a loader that would work on this tractor. See if I can't buy mounts for it that'll also work on the 4020. So I can have one loader that can go on both tractors. And then get a newer, obviously a newer style loader where it's just pull a pin on each side, set the stands down, and unhook it. And that way I can have this tractor for backup feeding in the winter if I have to. I do want to get a second skid loader. Kind of looking at an 873, but as of right now, I really can't afford it. So if I sell that land, that's kind of the plan, to pay off a bunch of stuff and upgrade a few pieces of equipment or get a few more pieces of equipment. I really don't want to sell land, but I'm giving up 2 acres of tillable ground that would really put me farther ahead in life if I got rid of it and upgraded some other things. I'll still have 14-15 acres of field over there, plus I'll still have basically most of the higher ground of the woods that I can cut firewood out of or whatever. I'll have just a little bit of the swamp. And really the part of the swamp that I'll still have left, 4 years ago when we were in a real bad drought, I cut that swamp 2 years in a row. I cut the hay off of it, basically basically just reed canary grass, and then there's a little bit of sawgrass in there, swamp sawgrass. But the cows ate it, and there was a lot of hay that come off of it. So I would be keeping the better part of the land. And when I say better part of the land, better for me for farming, and selling the other stuff, which would make a beautiful spot for somebody to build a cabin or a house. Then they would have some really good ground or land for hunting. I don't hunt over there because I hunt right here. So it's kind of the same situation. I want to get ahead in case I can buy this 35 acres that's joining me. And it's the same deal with that. I don't need that land for hunting. I want that land for farming. And it's like I told the guy that owns it right now, that if he sells it to me, I'll let him keep hunting it because I don't intend to go up there and hunt. I want the field for crops, and I want at least this side of the hill, this hillside, for pasture, and then the feel like 4 or 5 acres of woods on the backside. I don't know if I would fence it or not. Chances are I would. I just fence the whole 35, and then fence the 10-acre field out, or fence 8 acres of it out, because it does have a couple fingers on it that are just kind of screwy. I would just make it a pain in the butt to cut me. I might square it up, and really on FSA maps, if I square it up, it'd be like 8.5 acre field. So I might just fence out 8 acres of the field and pasture the rest. And if I do that, I may sell the other 23 acres that'll still be left on that land across the road, depending on financially how I'm sitting. And whoever buys the 12 acres, I'm going to give them first right of refusal on that other 23 when I do decide to sell it, or if I decide to sell it. My whole thinking here is if I were to sell, if I ever get this land, and I decide to sell that other land, basically my goal is I don't have to drive down the road to the tractor anymore other than to the park. The park really doesn't cost me any money to run that land. I mean, I don't really have to pay rent. My rent is beer. Really good friends with the owner. Basically, I buy him a couple cases of beer for that 4.5, 5 acre field. So it doesn't cost me a whole lot, but that's kind of what I'm thinking here. I know a lot of guys are going to say don't sell any land, don't sell any cropland, but with what land is going for a buildable spot, I have to sell a little bit of land. That's a little bit of the farmland, because the wooded part, there's not really a big enough area in there for a house. There would be for a little bit of a cabin, but to make this property appealing for someone to buy, I would, put that 2 acres of field in there, because then somebody could build a food plot, or they got a 2 acre yard where they could build a house and a nice garage, a nice big shed or whatever. So that's kind of what's going on. I need to call a surveyor, guy that I know, at the end of this week, and see how much he would charge to survey out that 12 acres and give me a new parcel track number on it. I've already discussed it with my bank, and they would release that 12 acres free and clear so I could sell it. And I've already gone over with them what my plan is, paying off a bunch of my other loans. And then it's the same bank that I have all my equipment through, and I kind of told them that I want to pay off a bunch of my other equipment loans and then upgrade at least one tractor. That may be all that I do for right now. Skid loader might hold off, but I like to get one more tractor, a 7600 for the baler and the chopper. And I might need it for pulling the mulcher. I'm sure this would pull it, but the mulcher, it takes a little bit to pull that heavy tank, so I don't have a lot of tillage, but when I do fixing water run or whatever, it'd be nice to have it. So I might pay off all these other ones to buy one tractor, and then go deal on a loader for this tractor, the 6400. And who knows, if I buy a 76 that has a loader on it, I may take a loader off that, put on here, and about see if I can get mounts to mount it on the 4020. Otherwise, if not, I guess I will buy a set of mounts and I will make them fit on the 4020. Where there's a will, there is a way. As long as you have a welder and a torch, you can pretty much make anything work. So yeah, that's a little bit of a kind of FYI about what's going on there. Get that done. Hopefully have that all figured out by the first of the year. And yeah, you can see that front door on there. It's flopping open. The pin that it mounts to is broke off now. And I'm going to leave it open so I can see that pulley. But otherwise, I pulled it too far. That's kind of what's going on. Hate the idea of selling land, but hopefully I can get a buyer in there who would be interested in buying the rest of the land down the road, and keep my fingers crossed that I can buy this land right there, that whole hillside you're looking at. And really, I would benefit so much more having this 35 than that other 35. I would, granted, have less tillable land, but the remainder, the last 25 acres, other than, so it's got a 10-acre field. The 25 acres that's left over after that field, I can pasture the whole thing. The land that I have across the road is 35 acres. I own the whole road with that 35 acres, so you lose how many acres right there? It's around a 17-acre field, and the rest is swamp and woods that you can't do a damn thing with because most of it's wet. I don't even know that I could put cattle over there and pasture them because they would rut it up so damn bad. You'd have such bad bogs over there. And then it's sawgrass. Sawgrass, once it gets mature, they won't eat it, and they won't eat reed canary grass either unless it's younger. So it's kind of a lot of land that I can't make a lot of money off of, where this land here, it's 100%, I can utilize 100% of it. And I already have a driveway halfway up to that field on top of the hill here now, so if I were to buy it, it's just a matter of have my buddy bring a dozer over, make me a little bit nicer trail, and I've got a trail going up that 10-acre field. So anyways, that's kind of what reason I'm thinking about selling 12 acres off that other field. Just to get ahead, get one more tractor bought, and then to be that much farther ahead and get rid of all these extra payments. Basically, I'd be getting rid of about 5 payments, and I turn around and finance the next tractor, but I'd be getting rid of 5 payments. I'd be getting rid of 4 payments, really. So a little bit easier to get by throughout the year. But anyways, guys, that's a little bit of rambling about what's going on there. So thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. And as always, I will catch you on the next one.